What is Vindication? That's what I'm answering here today. I'm Richard, this is Grey Wizard Gaming, and I wanted to tell you about this game that really appealed to me for a long time. I kept seeing it on Kickstarters, and I didn't back it for quite a while because I just didn't know what it was. I couldn't tell what it was. I liked all the art, but I just couldn't tell what it was, and I thought it looked a little bit weird, so I didn't back it. But I thought about it, and it's Orange Nebula Games. I love their games. Sneak preview of the result of this review. It is great. It came in finally. Actually came in pretty quick, to be honest. And it sat at the end of my table. And I was feeling guilty because it kept sitting there and we kept playing other games. And I was like, you know what? Hey guys, I think we should play. And I couldn't even remember the name. I was like, I think we should play that game, I don't know. And they're like, what is it? I was like, I don't know. And finally I had to get into my pile of stuff that's at the end of the table, and I was like, see guys, it's Vindication, it looks really cool. I brought up the Kickstarter, they watched the video, they're like, I still don't know what it is. I was like, I don't know either, let's play it. So we played it, and here we go. I am describing it as a Euro RPG. I don't know if there is an actual other set of Euro RPGs. Maybe that's a thing. And I don't know that this is the right category. Somebody called it a cube pusher. I don't know what a cube pusher is, and if this is a cube pusher, then I want to play more of them. As long as they're not abstract Euro things like managing the power grid of Germany, or let's buy cotton mills in England, or hey, let's build railroad in the US back in the day. Okay, those games are amazing. If you know what these games are, comment down below with those 3 games I just referenced. They are great games. Legit great games, but I do not want to play them more than once in my life. Will people sucker me into it? Yeah, sure, maybe. But you will not see me proposing those games more than once per group, because I want people to experience the wonder of their game engine, but the setting leaves a lot to be desired. This Vindication has setting and theme just flooding out of its box. It is amazing. You are a wretch of a person, worthless, horrible, and you land on this island. I think maybe you fall out of a ship or something. And you are a guilt-ridden scumbag. That's your character to begin with. And you've got a companion, and you've got a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of knowledge, and a little bit of strength. You have a fair amount of potential, a fair amount of influence, and just a little bit of conviction. You have your own background that is kind of unique to you, your own journey, and you've got a little bit of honor. And you're on this island. You draw these random tokens out as you play, but also just as you start. And you play with an unknown number of end game triggers. At least at the very start, you very quickly deal them out, and you're like, okay, hey, this is what's going to trigger the end. And as you play, you pull out more. So it's possible as you're playing that suddenly something that was not an end game trigger has already been basically triggered, and that's it, the game's over. You rack up points like any Euro game. You have a lot of opportunities for more points at the end of the game, and so consequentially, the person who is in the lead often will not be the person who wins the game, which to me is a hallmark of Euro games, and I do really enjoy it. I enjoy it because in a non-Euro game, people are likely to quit if they or want to quit at the very least. If they're good people, they play to the end. You play to the end, even if you know everybody else will win. And if you don't, you're not a good person. I'm sorry to tell you that. But in a Euro game, not only can you play to the end because you're a good person, but you can play to the end because you might even win. And I love that. That is a huge component of these kind of like advanced modern game design that I really enjoy. What makes this game an RPG? Well, you have the character. You're walking on your own 2 feet, which means you have a speed of 2. You have this unknown land that you're going to explore throughout the game. You have a little bit of strength, a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of knowledge, but as you play, you can, through your activities, train those stats up. So you can say, well, I'm gonna, increase my inspiration. Now I've got 3 inspiration. I'm gonna, increase my knowledge. Now I've got 3 knowledge. I can say, you know what? I really want a trait. These are like permanent upgrades to other things you do for the rest of the game. So like devotion as a trait, it gives you honor, which is victory points at the end of the game. But it also says every time you use conviction, gain 1 honor. So use conviction to take control of land and you gain 1 honor. Use conviction for other things, gain 1 honor. It's making things you're gonna do anyways better, right? So if you want a trait and you go to the right land, you can say, I'm gonna trade out 2 of my knowledge and 2 of my inspiration for 2 wisdom, cutting it in half. The other points go back into your influence pool, which starts at 8. And you can, through activities in the game, either by resting or monasteries or certain other things, you can get more of your potential converted into influence. You can convert influence into conviction, and with conviction you can do like super amazing things, because conviction's like your, I don't know, I mean it's just your highest level stat of your pull that you will spend. It will turn back into influence, and then influence you can upgrade back into conviction, things like that. But eventually you will have all of your potential converted, and that, if as long as you have 25 honor, means that you are now vindicated, a respectable human being, which is what we all want to be, right? Because we play the games to the end, even if you know you're going to lose. Vindicated, respectable. You get honor for becoming vindicated, which is, again, that's like victory points. You are better at training just by virtue of being vindicated. That's kind of it. You are very likely to be eligible to win the game if you're vindicated, but you can technically win the game even if you're a wretch of a human being. And obviously, if you don't bother to vindicate yourself and nobody else does either, somebody wretched is going to win the game. However, if you're playing the game well, you're going to want all of your potential, which means you will just become vindicated by default, which is kind of what happens. So that's kind of the game. As you're going through, you are either going to get more companions, which are easy. You're going to upgrade your things to another 2nd level trait, which either lets you, I don't know, get relics, traits, or fight monsters. Each of those things are basically a path towards victory because they give you lots of honor. Or you can just raw say, I am the master of knowledge. And so I'm gonna spend my points, which again just goes from influence to here, and then you spend say 3 of them, and now you gain a mastery token. And you can say, well, I'm gonna, I really want to become the master, so I'm gonna spend another 3 or whatever. So you had another 1 and you just spend it, boom. Now you got 2 of these mastery tokens. What they're doing is they don't do anything for you, except at the end of the game during scoring, they help give you these mastery tokens, which are worth like 5 or 7, depending on whether or not you were master of a base trait or master of a upgraded trait, things like that. So you definitely are doing things that to me feels like a RPG. You can get a horse, which upgrades your speed to 3. You can get some sort of weird long-legged camel thing, which is a speed of 4. You can ride a flying moth, which is a speed of 5. You can get traits. You can get buddies, like companions, adventurers, whatever. If you get expansions, you can have pets. You can become influential in the guild. All these different things. You can build shrines. Like, I think these things are shrines. That's it. I do really like this game. I am going to play this game many, many times. I love RPGs. It can be hard to find RPG board games that are not too fiddly, that you can teach people how to play quickly, and that are just generally fun. And this game is everything. This game is so good. It's so fun. I really hope that Orange Nebula does something with this setting. I want to see not Vindication Outer Planes or something. I want to see Vindication, I don't know. Surprise me, guys. I mean, a strategy game. It could be a video game. Let's dive deeper into these things. What is this weird world? I want to know. Dungeon, maybe it's a dungeon game. Maybe it's less abstract and more like, small and detailed. Round by round kind of stuff. I don't know. I'd be interested to see if they could do something, especially if they could keep the Euro nature even in these other games. That would be really cool. All right, with that, I'm going to end it. Thank you, everyone, and hope everything's going well for you. Bye, guys.